Peace and love, family. Welcome back to the Hope, the HOPE, helping our people elevate. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got a special brother with me today, you know what I'm saying? Brother Jamel Samuels, you know what I'm saying? Author of Tulsa Chronicles. I ain't finna get too much. I want him to, you know what I'm saying, introduce himself. So if you can, bro, tell the people who you are, where you from, and a little bit about yourself.
Hey man, Jay Samuels, man, published author, Town Chronicles of Black Wall Street. I'm really originally from Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the East Memphis area. You know what I'm saying? Went to Caribbean. Kind of moved all around though. My parents met in Chicago, so that's why I've been like a triangle. My mom from Tennessee, my father from Oklahoma. They met in Chicago, so that been like a triangle of my life. But I spent majority of it after like when I was 17 in Tulsa. So I went up until like getting out of prison and starting something new and coming to Illinois.
So tell me a little bit about what it was like for you growing up in Tulsa.
Man, Tulsa, man, was like, I had transitioned from moving to Tennessee to Tulsa. So it was a opportunity for me, man. Like, what I'm saying? I went out there young, trying to get a job. At first, when I was 15, all my little cousins was working at the country club, doing their thing. So I stayed out there for my first year with my uncles, and I was, then I went back to Tennessee. While I was out there, I kept on like just thirsty to get back to Tulsa. So, I ended up moving back when I was like 17, had my little box Chevy, and it was just a good opportunity. I started out, my people originally from Beaufort Colony. Then we ended up moving to like Louisville Heights on the north side, like Apache. I done stayed over east. I done stayed out south though. So I was all throughout Tulsa. But it was just always an opportunity for me, man, to what I'm saying, to get away from Memphis because at the time I think Memphis just didn't have too much to offer. You know what I'm saying? First like Tulsa, you know what I'm saying, and it was just a fresh new start. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot better environment for me at the time. And I wasn't affiliated with they gangs, you know what I'm saying? We had predominantly like the 5 and the 6, you know what I'm saying? In Tennessee versus, the town, it's all about blood and cripping, you know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of made me maneuver a little bit, you know what I'm saying, easier than a lot of people paths in the town. If you affiliated with them, it's just a lot of smoke, you know what I'm saying, a different road all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nah, because probably like you said, the politics is different from, you know what I'm saying, Memphis. I mean,
It's a lot
they got
different.
brothers now, but I mean, like you said, when you were coming up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now it's all sort of Crips and Bloods in Memphis now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Uh, it's all sort of different little branches. But back then, like early 90s, it was primarily Vice Lord, GD. You know what I'm saying? You had a couple Bloods, but it wasn't none of like the Crip sets they got now. Like now we got Kitchen Crips and Grape Streets and Hoovers and neighborhoods. But back then, it wasn't none of that like that.
Yeah. So when you were coming up as a youth, did you hear about the Greenwood, or was that something you discovered later on as you got older?
That my family, you know what I'm saying, we always heard the story like they moved from like the Greenwood district. They got burned down, you know what I'm saying, and they end up migrating to, a black community in Sand Springs called Beaufort Colony. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Beaufort Colony. And they moved out there. It's like close to Sapulpa. It's like right on the borderline.
Mm-hmm.
So and and the north side, that's like where like how my family went. Like we go visit my Aunt Maxine and this and that. Like they saw on the north side, my other cousins or Sand Springs is how my family roots always been. You know what I'm saying? Like so the stories was always passed down about they came and burned down, where we had to go. And everybody kind of moved after that. You know what I'm saying? So that story of Greenwood always was kind of like, like something I knew in our family. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of how we got to Beaufort Colony. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So at what point in your life did you realize storytelling was your calling?
Man, I started off rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I had started on a book, man, because like my big homie, you know what I'm saying? Shout out John Spencer, Fed Times, I started out rapping up under him, and he was always a great thinker. So he was always kind of make you think out the box. We'll shoot at different ideas, and one of them was a book. So I kind of started on it, and like I said, the book, man, I probably been writing and dibbling dabbling for like almost 10 years, but just got serious in it, like and just finished it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it was something in my mind all the time. You know what I'm saying? And but the storytelling, it went from rapping and wanting to, just express myself. You know what I'm saying? And let people in when I be thinking. That's really what it really be. You know what I'm saying?
So did you have any like mentors or like a special moment that shifted your life or the struggles that shaped your perspective?
Mentors, man. I had mentors all out through my life, man. From the big homies to like, I was always inspired by a lot of different cats, man. They probably don't even know it, but they used to motivate me to some of the things and ways they was moving, But yeah, I definitely had mentors, and I was always inspired by, all our greats before us, and even from the Charlie Wilsons to, what I'm saying, to the Eloks and the 918s from what they did for the community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so definitely inspired by a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? To even the Master P's. You know what I'm saying? Like the Suge Knights, the everybody. And I grew up in the Tupac era, you know what I'm saying? So I think all of them was inspiring, you know what I'm saying? Just being a fan of Pac and taking all his, because I think he really painted the picture of being a black man in America better than probably any other artist to this current day, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was definitely inspired by a lot of his idea of thinking, you know what I'm saying? So I probably give it to probably Pac, man, and just and want to express my stories, you know what I'm saying, some type of way. So that's probably through him, you know what I'm saying, most definitely.
So when we talk about, you know what I'm saying, the book, what inspired you to write Tulsa Chronicles?
Man, all the different scenarios that kind of deal back with race, that's really what inspired it. Like, I was good friends with my boy Crutch, you know what I'm saying? Me and his brother was doing a little bid together, and I had a little slight relationship. I had met his brother a couple times, and when that happened to him, it was just like, man, like, so that kind of made me want to finish the book, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of helped inspire it, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that was another story dealing with race and Tulsa that got overshadowed. And this was it didn't happen before the police brutality, but with it being captured from a helicopter's perspective, and we all witnessed it. I think even at the time, Trump said like she dropped the ball. He made some reference like it was like that was too much. You know what I'm saying, when he got killed, and to know like it wasn't no justice for it. It was just it's still no justice for our descendants from the actual Black Wall Street massacre. It's just something that I felt like had to be spoken on. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of stories within itself in Tulsa. So I wanted to get ahead of the story of Black Wall Street, tell it from a town perspective also, because I don't think nobody know the story better than us. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you talk about it, it sounds like a black man assaulted a white lady on the elevator. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really from Tulsa, but if you from Tulsa, you done heard the rumors of
Mm-hmm.
interrelationship relationships going on. So different scenarios you've heard if you really from Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to tell it from that perspective, give everybody a different insight what maybe it could have been. Also, I wanted to go on different characters. You know what I'm saying? Like that kept the Simon Berries. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of legendary figures from Tulsa that shaped the making of Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a reason why it was thriving. You know what I'm saying? We was producing some of the best mechanics in the world. You know what I'm saying? And some of the best entrepreneurs ever was finding they landing spot at Tulsa. So it was probably like how people look at Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It was that in the 20s and in the teens. This is what it was. It was Tulsa. A mecca for us, and they hated to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to tell people.
Go ahead.
Okay, bet,
You was
yeah, bet.
you were saying, you know what I'm saying, as far as the book.
Oh, the book, yeah, that's what kind of inspired the book, man. Just a lot of different stories that's race related and tough. And then I just wanted to give people and not just so much of that, Also, a lot of the times I think people only get the bad about Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really want to just elaborate on that. It's also some, what I'm saying, a lot of I can't say nothing really too much positive on the book because it's based off of that, but I ain't want to just paint it in that type of light that it was some race thing and this and that, and that's all it was to it, like another sad book like that. So I kind of modified it, put it up to speed to current day. You know what I'm saying? And go from there because it's from young kids' perspective. Like it's some troubled kids at school. They go to alternative school, and the teacher challenged them to learn about Black Wall Street. So that's how the book is. So it's really updated what's going on. It just ain't a whole sad story like like they just burned Tulsa down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't one of them books, by the way.
I was building with my partner last night, and he was talking about how like a lot of people, a lot of us, we do. They want us to remember 1921, but we don't really talk about 1906. You know what I'm saying? When it was all being put together. You know,
The making of it.
yeah, you know what I mean, and that's something that we should push or educate the people on. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's people whose names aren't mentioned that we don't know about, but they played a
hmm
big part in that.
A big part of it, man. Like so, that's what I want us to kind of remember too, because it is like, we had brothers on in hella. I mean, damn, basically a miniature airport. You know what I'm saying? Like we had some state of the art entrepreneurs in Tulsa, man. So there's a lot of stories within the story. You know what I'm saying?
If you can capture the, you know what I'm saying, Tulsa Chronicles in one sentence, what would it be?
In one sentence, man. Well, I hope enlightening, uplifting, you know what I'm saying, educating, you know what I'm saying, and entertaining, you know what I'm saying. That's what I hope it. I hope it can capture all of that in one. But in a sentence, yeah, I think that's what I think. Them the four words I use, man. I hope that's what it does for people when they check it out. But I'm finna actually in the process of making it a screenplay. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the screenplay, I'm gonna record it, and hopefully shoot for like Tubi. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal to make people see the story. You know what I'm saying? Because I get people ain't reading. You know what I'm saying? So my next goal is to go with the screenplay and chop it up, record it, and put it out there on some type of platform for people to see. So take the Tyler Perry blueprint. Say what we want about him. The man did amazing things with the play. So I'm gonna take the Tyler Perry blueprint and go with that, man. Make it a play. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got the money for a movie because I really want to make it into a series or a movie. But realistically, I ain't got no money for that. But it's really what it was. It was like a little movie script. You know what I'm saying? And I just end up just dropping it as a book, like a little short story, just to, what I'm saying, put it out there to get the ball rolling.
When you was doing your research, putting the book together, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as the Greenwood story aspect of it, what part of that shook you the most while you were writing?
Man, just knowing that they destroyed something great, you know what I'm saying? Knowing uh even we, you know what I'm saying, like at the height of it, like it can just be taken away from us. You know what I'm saying? That was just the sad thing, and also like kind of reliving some of the tragic events that didn't happen. Because a lot of it's based off true events that didn't happen in Tulsa. Like pretty much everything in the book is didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I can't use the real characters, of course, because I ain't got the money. But I would like to, pay homage to a lot of the stuff that didn't happen. But
Mm-hmm.
everything is really off true events. So a lot of the stories you hear about, you're gonna be like, man, because sometimes you're gonna probably remember some of these if you really, embedded in Tulsa and Tulsa, you will kind of remember a lot of the stories or the tragic events that happen. So it ain't just Black Wall Street, it's the current events that we keep having, like, you know what I'm saying, with just for instance, this past Juneteenth, you know what I'm saying, they just had a mass shooting. And that's a lot of things that plague Tulsa that I hate to say. You know what I'm saying? So, but writing the book, I was reliving a lot of past traumas that didn't happen. So it was a lot of points in it I had to think about that was kind of made me think I hate this and hate that happened. Because there's been a lot of bad things that had happened for us. With our street politics and gangs. To the tragedies of 1921, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like all that play a part because you get stripped of your identity, you know what I'm saying, and beaten up for so long, that's all you know is the set. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's what happens, you know what I'm saying? We become our own worst enemy in our own community. You know what I'm saying? Before we realize what all we done, we 30, 40 years doing a 20-year bid in prison or somewhere. if we lucky or dead. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really think we know ourselves a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? We just it's just what it is until so like you from over here, you from over there, it'd be a lot of smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I want to touch on two things you just said as far as like 20, 40 years. I was on Instagram this morning, and it may have been an old clip, but the young rapper TK, the young boy that did the race long some years ago, whatever.
Yeah, man. Caught the bodies and went on the run.
I seen where the judge gave him 80 years, and she was saying like, you get to live to see the next day, your family can come visit, but the deceased, you know what I mean, it's over for them. And I'm just thinking like, she right, but 80 years though.
80 years is you gonna die in prison, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna die in prison, man. That's just what it is. Like it's sad, and we all got homies like that. Like if if you ever was incarcerated, was on the yard, you didn't watch these brothers that man, that's like man, this is it for you. You know what I'm saying? You hear they time, they sentences, and you lucky to get another opportunity because you finna go home. I don't know how many of you can cherish that moment because I be thinking about like, man, I can't keep playing with my life, man, and coming back here, man, because there's brothers that ain't gonna never get this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot of that going on, man. It's a lot of people never coming home, man. It's just we all know a childhood friend that's been gone
Mhm.
forever. You know what I'm saying? 10, 20 years at this point. Now, the older you get, the longer you're going to know somebody gone. It's just part of growing up in our community. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying?
Especially like, I mean, like I just thought about it because I was in my 30s when the homie got 30.
Right? You
You feel
feel
what
me?
I'm saying? And so it's like, we ain't gonna never see bro again.
Never seen him. It be over with, man. We all know too many of that as a scenario. Like, if you a black man, I'm pretty sure, like, 90% of us can relate to that. 95% of us know a friend that's gone. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. That's the stuff that I just hate that's going on in our community. Just the little simple stuff like, man, we all know somebody that threw their life away. It happens too often with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it don't supposed to be like that because it's not going on in no other race. Like, majority of Chinese men, like, they don't know a friend that's just been through his life away for 50, 60 years. Majority Caucasian men, they don't know a friend that did that, but it's just a common thing with us. And I just want to, get us to start realizing as the youth, like, look, man, all that gang and the drill culture, they didn't then took over now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't let it, don't buy into it, man. Because on the other end of that is death or incarceration, man. And you can argue to an extent, death might even be easy after you got to go do, 2 life sentences. They be giving people 2 life sentences like you got 2 lives. You know what I'm saying?
I be feeling like that's a spell they casting because, you know what I'm saying? For
Right?
those that believe in reincarnation or we may have to come back,
Come
they,
back and you got it again.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? They didn't already pro-
Nah, and it be like that, and it's real, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's real. Like, because I don't think nothing really just truly dies. I think we all come back, and who want that burden on? You know what I'm saying? That that you got to start thinking about it, man. You done took a life. You done played God. I don't think we realize that. You know what I'm saying? Because we get caught up in so much of being a real one and a gangster and all these scenarios, but ultimately, you didn't play God. At the end of the day, drilling and killing, but ultimately, you didn't play God, man. And you got to understand, as a God yourself, you got to ask yourself, is that something I want to be carrying around with me? You know what I'm saying? Like in my next life? Nah, man, you probably don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because you probably already got to pay for that last life. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it be. I think everybody is is deaf. So it ain't nothing. It ain't a plus. It's a minus. That's what I think, man. You know what I'm saying? I think you set yourself in a life back when you take a life.
when we go back to the book a little bit as far as the writing of the book, you know what I mean? Like I know it was a lot of emotions, you know what I'm saying, when you picturing and putting it all together. Can you talk about one of the hardest chapters that you had to put in there?
Probably Burning Little Africa. You know what I'm saying? When it's like it right at the end. It's like the last story. Uh, when you finally understand. what they did when they really came in and destroyed, Black Wall Street with the bombs and everything, and they really kind of erased us and took away something great. That's part of the chapter, you know what I'm saying? That and the end, you know what I'm saying? The end also, man. So I'm gonna say them two chapters is the most emotional chapters for me. The burning of Black Wall Street and at the end, you know what I'm saying? The final chapter.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how did you balance writing, you know what I'm saying, about the massacre tragedy while still honoring Greenwood's big brilliance and resilience?
I try to give a lot of insight into the Simon Berries, the other characters that kind of build Black Wall Street versus just the story of Sarah Page and Diamond Rowland disputing the elevator, and next thing you know, Tulsa burns down. You know what I'm saying? I try to give more insight into, like, Mr. Berry helped building, what I'm saying, the foundation of Tulsa. A lot of open up a lot of doors. A lot of different other people that contributed to it. I try to at least give you that insight on it from
Mm-hmm.
that perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I think I pay homage with the story by just giving more credit to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't think there's a lot of people we really know in the book, like the Ray Coles. We don't really know. You know what I'm saying? That he defended Diamond Dick rolling up to the, to the gave it all, and then he was a stand up dude. So we got to give a lot of, you know, love to the Coles and stuff like that in the book. Elaborate on some of these strong black families. You know what I'm saying? That still run around in Tulsa today. You know what I'm saying? Upholding it up. So I gave a lot of, real reference to, these people in the book that we really don't really shine a light on. You know what I'm saying? We know about Dick Rowland, you know what I'm saying? And we know about, Sarah Page. Even I gave a little insight on her because at the end of the day, this is a woman, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And women had different, it's a different times of women, you know what I'm saying? Like you got everybody's been oppressed at some point, and women at one point in juncture was, you know what I'm saying? So I even kind of elaborate on that with her chapter, you know what I'm saying? So I try to give everybody some type of respect, you know what I'm saying? That's involved in it. Even the sheriff, you know what I'm saying? I try to give everybody some type of legacy in it, in the book.
It's crazy because I've done my own research on her, and
Sarah Page,
yeah, she had a last name before that. And Page was
she
her.
was married and everything, got
Yeah,
divorced, and
yeah, you know what I mean. She had been married twice, I believe, before
yeah,
and after. And she's buried now under her new last name. I can't remember what it is. I did a video on it though, but yeah, they were in a relationship. You know what I mean? That's the story that's been like. So like you said, give a voice from people who are from her versus what they teaching in the schools outside of her because they
yeah,
don't
because
teach in the schools here.
that's what I wanted to get ahead of. And I just want to be, if it ever was a movie, I wanted to be like from a town perspective, tell the story how we hear the story, bro.
Mhm.
Like, we always heard there was something going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So check out my book, my interpretation of it, because I'm gonna just give you an insight of it. The manager catches them and he turns it into something in my story.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I got it and learned up to all of this. But because you got to think, I understand the man goes. It's back then. It's colors only. Whites only. It's only one restroom. So like where he goes, you know what I'm saying? So how do you not know this man? He just out of nowhere attack you. That don't even make sense. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you know,
saying? That scenario don't even make sense when you do your research. So it's just like what was really going on. We really don't never know. So I just try to paint the picture from from an entertaining perspective, give a little bit of insight, but also from what I've been heard from the details and the truth that I know, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, it's nonfiction, but it's real.
yeah, because there's I was about to say there's the story that, of course, we know he was an elevator operator inside was the Drexel building. Yeah,
Yes.
Drexel building, and so he went to go use the restroom, but the story is supposedly, and we got to remember back then they dressed casual. So if they were in the elevator and supposedly the elevator was ragged, it was a raggedy elevator, and he did step on her foot or whatever the case. You know what I mean? They claim he attacked her, but then there's a story he actually stepped on her foot. But again, the end result was when they went to the building, the court office to look for him and her. She never went to trial. He wasn't never in the jailhouse.
No, yeah, it was the officer really came to assist him with like, like it wasn't never no arrest. She never pressed charges. Like
It
it
wasn't what
wasn't
they
never
made
no
it to be.
assault going on.
Yeah,
There's never no record of assault took place.
it wasn't what they made it to be. It was the newspaper that was pushing that nab the Negro that
The
got the real elevator.
newspaper, the Tulsa World,
Yeah, Tulsa Tribune, I think it was.
yeah, the Tulsa Tribune, they
Yeah.
contributed to all of it. They threw fuel on the fire. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? It's a black man and assaulted a woman. They initiated the whole, rev people up because they really was more mad about what's taking place here. You know what I'm saying? Like we getting one up by this black community. They you know what I'm saying? We need to destroy this. You
And
know what
during
I'm
that
saying?
time frame, white folk work, well, so-called white people, Caucasians, were going to the court offices and putting handling
And this
justice.
is a real racial motivated time, man. You know what I'm saying? This is when brothers is coming back from the war. They coming back with
Mm-hmm.
suits on. Man, see, whenever you
They
get
didn't
black
make you have
excellence,
to go through
it's
it.
always a pushback with the country we in. You know what I'm saying? We looking at it now, but it's always been like that. Like when it's ever something happened, when we went to come back from war, it was a lot of the red summer, man. And from that on, it had just been trouble leading up to after that, man. It was a different time, and there was a lot of people just at unease about a lot of things going on.
So, what was the writing process like? You know what I'm saying? From structure to was it structured or free flowing?
Man, when I really buckled down, I used to try to write like a chapter a week just to kind of finish it. Like that was my goal. Like man, and I just got on it, man. I really was just on it every day, just finishing it up, trying to finish it and write it uh, until they came to life, man. Because I get tired of just like saying I'm gonna write a book and never doing it. You know what I'm saying? And my goal ultimately, I want to do like three before I get to 50, man. At least have three books because I ain't, I was rapping. I'm like, I'm getting old. The rapping is, pretty much for the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? So that's my new thing, man. And I didn't want my first book to be no hood book. When everybody asks me what type of book this is not your normal book we done read in prison about, man got a couple keys and we got into it with this block. And it's not one of them books because I didn't want that to be my first book. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be some with some meaning. You know what I'm saying? So that I was happy to get that off because, it was. I want people to think. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying about what's going on. More importantly, more than anything.
How long did it take you to bring Tulsa Chronicles from idea to a finished book?
Man, I'm gonna say probably 10 years. Man, I've had the idea in my head forever. Like I just, I think at being incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, it kind of got me started on. Then when I came home, I really finished it. Like I really felt like I could bring it to light. You know what I'm saying? And then without the thing happened with the Terrence Crutcher situation, I was just like, man, uh, that kind of inspired. You know what I'm saying? How I wanted the book to go. You know what I'm saying? Versus how I wanted that scene. I can kind of close everything out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was completed. You know what I'm saying? That made me really push to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I just felt like it was a negative light how they tried to paint him. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to switch that up. You know what I'm saying? What if he was a school teacher? You know what I'm saying? And that happened. What if he had a mental breakdown? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, same scenario, but what if it was a mental breakdown from a school teacher? Then what? You know what I'm saying? Would it been any type of, remorse? Because I just feel like it's no remorse for a lot of people that look like us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, when that happened, I just wanted to hopefully somebody have empathy when they read the book. Like, man, this is sad because, maybe they think different. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want, yeah, that's really what it was, man. When I finished the book, that kind of inspired it. With the Terrence Crutcher situation, that kind of made me really want to hurry up and put something out there uh, to just sum up all these different components that we didn't have to deal with in racism in Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of other scenarios, little stories in there that didn't happen in Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? That's dealing with race. So I just wanted to sum it all up, man, and put it out there.
Were there moments when you had to stop writing because it was too heavy for you?
Not really, man, because it really wasn't, it wasn't like nothing too much I didn't already know, you know what I'm saying? And so no, it wasn't nothing too much that just set me back. It was just having the time to really have dedicated to writing and being in the mind state of I'm just sitting here and write something out of my head, you know what I'm saying? It was just that process. And that's just, you know, took me a lot of little motivating to get to, man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely you know, got through it, man. You know what I'm saying? And just sat there and kept thinking and writing, different scenarios and different little sceneries. But most of it was like a movie, like I have scene by scene how I want it, and I just write the scene down. You know what I'm saying? That's why it really is like a movie script. I just ain't got the movie money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I want a movie for Tulsa. I want to use all local cast, all local artists. You know what I'm saying? Legends. From the Nine Millers and the Josh Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that them did something in our community. You know what I'm saying? To shape Tulsa culture. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of have them in the film. You know what I'm saying? I know the Coach Reed gone, but like people like like guest appearances from all our legends in Tulsa. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So yeah, I just wanted that's my goal eventually, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can get some money. Somebody out there want to sponsor this? Let's go, man. Let's make a classic, man, for the town.
What did writing the book reveal to you?
Man, that I could write a book, man. Really, you know what I'm saying? That's really got me like, man, I just gotta buckle down, put time and creativity together and do it again. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it taught me. Like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be an author now. Like I can do this again. That's really what it kind of made me realize. You know what I'm saying?
Were there any like late night sessions, you know what I'm saying? Or did you have like any dreams that influenced like any scenes or any particular parts that helped you,
But,
you know what I'm saying?
but yeah, you always like have visions because you'll go to sleep thinking about it, you'll wake up thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely always. That's why it really still ain't stopped. Because right now I'm in the process. I'm gonna finish writing the play and try to figure how I'm gonna record a play. Like just to keep it going, man, until I get to the point where people actually see my vision. You know what I'm saying? I just want to bring it to life. Because I thought maybe I can get some traction with the book, but it's kind of hard because people really don't read, and it's just what it is. That's why I didn't want to write no 300 pages. I tried to write a short story. I want my target really is I really want the youth because they need it the most. But I know the youngsters ain't reading. You got to put something in their face. You know what I'm saying? And I think the way to grab them is to grab a lot of our local artists, it's like the Phil Sosas and a lot of those cats that's hot. Like if I could the Jones, if I can get them to come together and try to make like a little hood movie, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll be that educate people on Tulsa, that got some of the truth to what's going on now that's plaguing us, you know what I'm saying, with the gang culture that's always been a problem in Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? So because in the book I also got two opposites, one of Blood, one of Hoover, you know what I'm saying? Tone and Lil J, you know what I'm saying? They from like the Apache Mountain area, you know what I'm saying? Kind of put you in the mind state of the Apache kids, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because both representations are of different fractions, you know what I'm saying? So they meet at alternative school, they having their issues. So it's a lot of different stories that you can use, but they end up, they teacher died, stuff like that. He been trying to uplift them and educate them on to a lot of stuff that been plaguing us. So they end up developing a relationship and forming a rap group also in the book. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like the hip hop scene in Tulsa, if you're not really from Tulsa, you don't know, but it's always been something we do. We always got a homeboy or a friend. Everybody is rappers in Tulsa. It's just part of our culture. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be in the book. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty much everybody in Tulsa is a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or some type of star they sell. It's just like people don't understand that's who we supposed to be, man. Because that's really, we come from one of the strongest black communities in the world. You know what I'm saying? That is in our DNA. So don't let people knock you when they think you. When everybody say everybody in Tulsa think they somebody. You really supposed to feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. It's just in our DNA, man. Because majority of us descend from somebody, from some type of black communities around the Greenwood district. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Even if not, we got so many other, like the Tabs and Okemogies, all around Oklahoma. We had strong black footholds, you know what I'm saying, the state of Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying, as far as the black community. And I think we got to be proud of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because we shape the culture, you know what I'm saying, for Oklahoma. Even from the black cowboys to the everything, you got to be proud of that because that's real Oklahoman truth, you know what I'm saying?
That's our history. That's our roots.
That's our roots. You feel me? So if you ain't proud of your roots, man, then I don't know, what type of person you can ever be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be proud of where you from, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my homies used to give me slack about Beaufort Colony. I'm like, bro, I know the history of Beaufort Colony. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know what's going on out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? It might look like just a poor little rundown shithole, but man, that's where I'm from. That's the soil. That's the start of this. You know what I'm saying? That's what's in my blood. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
country soil, man. So being in a big city like Chicago, I always think about, you know, that's where my family roots and traces go back to. You know what I'm saying? Like Oklahoma, man. So ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like being from a state that's rich and really in the history of everything. Because one thing about Oklahoma history, they really didn't hide a lot of truth that they did to the Indians. Like we heard about the Trail of Tears in school.
Mm-hmm.
Much as they whitewash a lot of stuff now, that was the truth in Oklahoma at one point in time. I don't know about now what their education system looked like, but they
Mm-hmm.
would tell you how they effed over the natives. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you got to understand, being black in Oklahoma, half of us is Indians. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it lets you really know the truth of America if once you in tune into Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Give
See,
you insight.
I'd agree with you and say, but I'm gonna even say 90% of us here, unless you have actual facts or proof. You know what I'm saying? Like Baxter, for example, we know his father and mother are African. They from that. I don't want to say the wrong location, so I just know he African though. He's the
Yeah,
first of his family here. You know what I'm saying? Or like my chief and his family, like his mother and them, they from Nigeria. That's where I got my title from, the Yoruba tribe. But my peoples are here. I got both my native cards in my pocket. I'm Creek,
right.
Cherokee, Choctaw. I'm both sides.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's just like the average. I just seen they just gave the Black Creekmans they passed. So I'm gonna just let them get back on the road list. And everybody probably got. It just growing up in Oklahoma, you would get some type of Indian in you. You know what I'm saying? It just and we get more education on it. You know what I'm saying? Versus everybody else. You could be a little bit more in tuned on the real, true first person type, you know what I'm saying, the original man, you know what I'm saying?
And see,
You
I ain't
just
trying to make this like where we educating, but kind of jump into what you're saying and what we was talking about offline. As far as like the so-called, okay, Oklahoma's known as the Indian land, right? Boom,
right,
you can agree with that. But when you think about it, they say Indians had Africans as slaves or whatever. But if Oklahoma had the most black towns, you know what I'm saying? Where did Indian land go? They just gave it to us,
right. They just like, and then you got to think about it, we've been reclassified.
right?
You know
That's
what
why
I'm
I'm going
saying?
with that.
Yeah, we've been reclassified, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been Negroes, well Indians. We've been everything. They just keep
Yeah,
reclassifying us. You know what I'm
it
saying?
depends on the language. You know what I'm saying? Like again, because Negro is Spanish, and,
Yes,
and so when Spain had its power, they called us Negroes. You see what
yes,
I'm saying? What is it? Black. Black is German. You know what I'm saying? Which means pale. That's whole etymology. But the French word for black folks was noir, Noir. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But yeah, just depending on who. Because British, okay, we'll get the black from your British, Great Britain. My bad. Let me go back to saying that. And
yeah.
so
But that's what it is. We just keep, but growing up in Oklahoma, you kind of know, and like Indian heritage. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's why I was just saying that it's a good place to be from, man. And and that's what made me tell the story because it's just rich in the history. You know what I'm
History.
saying? It's rich in history, man. Being from Oklahoma soil, it's because I also got my family from Memphis, but it's more of the you kind of know like they it's another. I think the South period, man, is just it's a lot of oppressing going on. That's just been the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? They try to keep their foot on us, but uh,
I'm gonna connect some dots for you though, cause you remember the movie Apocalypto?
yes.
Remember at the end when they saw him coming on the ships?
Hmm.
I always say that's the coast of Florida. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, but Apocalypto, that was about us. Like if you ever watch the movie, and we can get back to the questions, but you ever watch the movie and read the captions where they praising to the gods when they got conquered, and look them up, them is pitch dark people, like black like your shirt.
Man, that's just how it is, man. It's just a lot of people don't want to talk about that. And I think that's the problem with it, Uh, but yeah, man, we the originals, man. Ain't no secret about that. The more you educate yourself, the more you know.
We
You
were
know,
prisoners of war.
prisoners of war. Everybody didn't come over here, and we everywhere. We the first men, so we everywhere. But we definitely ain't. There's no way possible to bring that many people over here on slave ships. You know what
We
I'm
don't have the
saying? Or
resources.
these long journeys and this torturement on these ships. Like, how many people you think would survive this?
Right, and you ain't got the resources to keep them fed, keep them, you
You
know what
know
I'm
what
saying?
I'm saying? Like, it's no way possible. Uh, yes, that's another book in itself, man.
Getting back to the book, when did you have the idea to turn Tulsa Chronicles into the play first part?
Oh man, actually, I was talking to somebody about doing the audio version. We got to just talking about any type of thing to bring it to life, and it just kind of she kind of sprung the idea at me, and I was just like, man, bingo, that it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I didn't kind of start writing the play. You know what I'm saying? Now I just got to get the actors, and once I get the play done, I got to take that next step. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So hopefully we can figure it out.
What do you think a live performance can bring that the book can't?
Man, more of a vision, more when you acting something now, you bring life into words. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to just read words and bring life. But when you act them out, a screenplay or acting, you really speak life into words and they really come off paper and into action. So I think that's really would be the step on really getting people more in tune into the story. You know what I'm saying? If I can just bring it to action, bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? That's the next step now. Because I think all books you know, they sit, on the shelf until only to the readers because they got their own selective audience. But once it hit movies, I think it's more transcendent. You know what I'm saying? It goes into a different, audience, and it's a broader audience once it comes to life. I think with anything, if you can bring the words to life and bring them into action, I think that's the way to go with it. And that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? To bring it, all the way. I was working on the soundtrack. I kind of got distraught with dealing with the audio and the website because I paid like over $3,000 and never got it. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of hindered me from doing this. And then when the book was kind of like moving slow, I kind of just pivoted from it. But I think once the play come to life, it'll be something. It's in action now. People see it more. You can kind of put more, the soundtrack together with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing I want to shine light on, other, Tulsa artists, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a massive rap wave in Tulsa that really don't get the light it's supposed to. So whatever we can do to bring it to light is that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? One of my goals, you know what I'm saying, to help, do whatever we can to put the town on the map.
Will the play follow the book closely, or will it expand certain characters and scenes?
No, I'm just go off the book, man. I'm just gonna use, I want to shoot it like twice. I want to make it one out to be the interracial aspect of it because I do get some students that's interracial that a tragedy happened. I want to have one screen of that, and I want to have the one with the two individuals I was telling you about that was, from different gangs that was dealing with their situations. You know what I'm saying? I want to have that one all elaborated. So it's a couple stories, and I want to shoot the play like, kind of different plays, but and I'll put them all together. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got a vision on it, but it's all based on like saying what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you kind of say they kind of go in more details with some of the characters. You'll bring a little bit more in life to. So yeah, you're right. I definitely bring a little bit more in life to them because they get their own segment on the play. You know what I'm saying? To be kind of focused just off of their story. Because if I do the play, I'm just gonna pick one aspect of the story to do it versus try to cram it all in one. You know what I'm saying? Because I was inspired off the movie Crash. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but it's like a whole bunch of things happening and it all makes sense at once. And that's kind of how the book is. It's different people's lives, it's different students' lives and everything going on. And they school teacher challenge them to what's going on. And at the end, it all kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Everything
Mm-hmm.
just everything falls in play of what's going on. At first you kind of like what's going on. You might be a little impatient, like where is this going? But yeah, start out, fight it. I can't use McLean because I ain't want to get sued. But it start off at fight at school. They get kicked out. They go to the alternative school. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then the other scene be a tragic at the park. You know what I'm saying? Over gang politics. So it's just everything lines up. At the end. And it makes sense. So yeah, I just want, but in the play, I just want to take different scenes of the book, and what I'm saying, and elaborate on that because I just wanted to kind of be like short screens. You know what I'm saying, short little parts of it. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And but it basically tell the same story, but it'd be different part of it. It'd be like the same ending of the play, but it'd start off with a different story on each play. If I can do like three different screenplays, because it's basically like two, three stories. You got Jay and Tone, you got Jessica and her relationship. You got the teacher going on. So yeah, it's a lot of little different stories going on in the book. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to elaborate on all of them in the play. But so I definitely got the vision, man. I just got to make it come to life. That's my goal for this 25, man. That's my next juncture.
If you could put your dream cast, you know what I'm saying? Or if you could put your dream cast together, who would you choose?
Man, if I had the budget, who would I choose? I forgot the black lady. She from Tulsa, man. I got her name. I guess on the tip of my tongue. I want her to be like the principal, cause she got Oklahoma roots. She an actor.
I know
Uh,
exactly what you're talking about. I can't never think of her name either.
I
I got to
can't
pick
think
them.
of her name, bro. But definitely, if I had her, you know what I'm saying, in some type of guest appearance or something, I would want her. I'm gonna say, man, I don't know, man. They getting up in age, but Phil and probably June some type of cameo appearances, cause I think they kind of the face of the hip hop right now. Uh, Maybe Josh Jacobs guest appearance, man, just cause he's our icon from Tulsa right now. A John Starks cameo, man, and you know, man, even if I could find my boy Richard Dumas somewhere, man, and just everybody, just Steph, if I get Steph, maybe even to be the, play a role in it. Like everybody that's really in the town, man. You know what I'm saying? That's I like to put them in it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's doing something. The young 30s, the turfs. Man, everybody that's giving to the Tulsa culture, the Tulsa community. I would prefer to see them, the Nine Millers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that
Mm-hmm.
done did it for the town, man. I like to see all star cast, critical. You know what I'm saying? And the Skrill, R.I.P. Clado. I like to see everybody, man, because wasn't nothing bigger than Lethal in 918 era. You know what I'm saying? Even Elo. I love to see everybody that was just big in Tulsa make some type of, if they just extras in it. You know what I'm saying? If I could bring it actually film together, I think that would be the way to go for Tulsa, man. To really put it on, put it in the map. You know what I'm saying? Because we all kind of made it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that sprinkled something to the culture to make the 918 and the town what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that would be my goal. You know what I'm saying? If I can make an all star cast, it would kind of be to reach out to everybody that's somebody. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. And I'm a fan of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a fan of yours before I met you. My boy Baxter. You know what I'm saying? So many great positive energy. You know what I'm saying? uh, my man Spencer, you know what I'm saying? John Spencer, I love that to reach out to them. Maybe they could film it or something, you know. But I really want to make an all-star cast, man. Well, if this is what you do, then do it. You know what I'm saying? And we all come together to make this a town thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. That's what I like to see. If I had to, if I it was in my dream, my perfect world, and I could just snap my finger and this is what it'd be. That's what we'd be doing. We'd be shooting like a like all star cast film with just primarily us. You know what I'm saying? With our talent. You know what I'm saying? With Wiedenberg.
What message do you want the audience to walk away with when the curtains close?
Man, I just want them to know the legacy of Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Most of all, just know our resilience. You know what I'm saying? Know our, where we come from, our soil, what we represent. More importantly, like that's what I really want to push, man. Because me being in Chicago and having family in Memphis, stuff like that, like now everybody only know Tulsa from First 48. You know what I'm saying? It started to outshine the Black Wall Street. First used to be like everybody tell you about 1921, especially like in a rich black culture city like Chicago. People would know about what they did. They burned down Tulsa, Black Wall Street. But now, like the thing they associate with it is First 48. Man, I just want to get back to that Black Wall Street legacy more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And not so much the tragic death of what's going on in our community. I want them to always know that it's 1921 they burned it down. We still haven't got no type of justifications, no type of nothing for that tragedy. Really, no type of acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? As it should be. You
Four
know what I'm
years later.
saying? About it. It should be in every school book in Oklahoma. But right now, they currently trying to erase anything dealing with race out of school. You know what I'm saying? It's really history. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know our history, we'll repeat it. So I don't know what's going on with the education system. That's why we got to educate ourselves. And it's important to tell these stories because it's us and it's our truth. And we can't let other people tell us our stories too. You know what I'm saying? We got to tell our own stories. Because if you let other people narrate your stories, you will never know your truth. So that's another reason uh, I want people to check it out. And another reason I wanted to write it is I want to be from a town perspective where we know what happened in Black Wall Street versus what people then put together and what they reporting on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I want people to take away from it, man. And it's a rich history, a lot of history in general from being from Tulsa, man. That's what I want people to understand and know, and I always be proud of that.
Yeah, listening to you, I was thinking about how they don't teach the history of that in schools, but they want to force these Bibles in the schools down here.
Right? And altered Bibles, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is, man. It's just they gonna use the religion to try to control and narrate. But I think a lot of people are coming to the realization that man, we got to come together as one. When you look at what's going on around the world, man, a lot of people are starting to come to the truth, man, that we all being took advantage and we all getting screwed over. You know what I'm saying? If we fund in someplace else to have free health care and all this other stuff, and meanwhile, we over here getting robbed when we go to the doctor. Like I think the average person will start realizing that we got somebody screwing us over, and it ain't the person that they telling us who we should be at fault. Like, and so hopefully people start realizing that, man. And we not your enemy. You know what I'm saying? We the best thing ever happened to you. We always gonna be here. The red, white, and the blue is always gonna be somebody brown holding it down. That's just the truth.
I'm realizing I'm seeing, and my bad for cutting you off, but certain areas in California they forming truces. Certain areas in Chicago, I know they forming truces. The brothers in Oklahoma City got an upcoming event September 6th. You know what I'm saying? They forming a truce. So I know in the East Coast, I know they did like a year or two ago, or a couple years ago. I don't know the results, but I'm seeing that brothers and sisters are tired.
Yeah, yeah, and it's senseless, man. Like, it's really senseless, man. Like we can't. we gonna be mad at each other from living in different neighborhoods. Like, so we gotta move past that and unite, man. Cause man, that's be more powerful than anything if we can come to the realization that we need each other. It's nothing we can't do.
Jumping back to the book, I want to ask you, how have people responded to Tulsa Chronicles so far? Have you had any feedback that really stuck with you?
Yeah, I done had a lot of good positive feedback. A lot of people was a lot of people was impressed with it. A lot of people liked it. I got a couple of little comparisons to a couple little other books, not books, but like movies and stuff that I was kind of didn't realize, but I forgot one of them. But yeah, but I done got a pretty good feedback on it. You know what I'm saying? It's been a kind of a small community that I done got the feedback on because it's only available on like Amazon. I need to try to put it on Barnes and Noble and other accounts and like, but it was only on Amazon and Apple. So, and I really got to get it in some local stores and stuff in Tulsa too. Try to really get it out in front of people.
What do you hope the young people, you know what I'm saying, especially those in Tulsa, learn from your book and the play when it comes out?
Man, I just hope they understand that man, whatever, you just tap into your natural gift, man, and use that, navigate that through life, man, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? And just know that you can. It's in us. You know what I'm saying? And also, I want them to learn from like the stories of this and just have some type of pride about ourselves. Right now we got such a negative culture that's going on that we adapting to with our youth. Like we didn't move to so much of this drill culture where I think we ain't upholding life like we should. So I just want them to value they brethren, man. Just know like, man, this is like this ain't that what we doing, man. You know what I'm saying? We really come from a rich place with a lot of black history, man, that's excellent. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time, we was known for excellence versus first 48. That's
Mhm.
really what I want to get back to. I want to see some young excellence, man. So hopefully inspire somebody to do their own movie, their own idea, their own book, and then do more than what mine did. You know what I'm saying? That would be the goal: to give somebody another idea. You know what I'm saying? That they can do it better.
Yeah, the next, you know what I'm saying, the next Arthur.
Get the next Arthur from the town. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get another storyteller out here, man, to tell another Tulsa story. You know what I'm saying?
It's needed.
It's
Uh,
needed.
how do you carry the responsibility of telling a story with so much pain and pride attached?
Man, I try to do what I can to put light into some of the victims. You know what I'm saying? Some of the tragedies. I try not to just whitewash it and act like it ain't impacting us today. You know what I'm saying? Because I think all that just psychologically has some type of effect on us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And we still know the descendants. Some of these people, like the criticals and this and that. That's actually they descendants. You know what I'm saying? So we still got people out in the community that's tied into this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that is just knowing that you can't let them down. You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody know you doing your part is because you still keeping that going by even telling the story. You know what I'm saying? That you doing your part because you ain't letting their legacy die. And it might be painful to display the story, but you got to do it and keeping their memory going. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we can't let this story go, man, because it's not been no justice for it to this current day. You know what I'm saying? They still digging up bodies. They just now started digging. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
we
what
talking about how long ago?
104
So
years ago.
yeah, man. So we got to keep this story alive. And I think it's my duty. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm doing a service at the end of the day to my ancestors by not just keeping
Being
the story
silent.
to myself. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's my duty at the end of the day, man, to keep bringing light to my ancestors and my descendants from Black Wall Street, man, for their pain and suffering. You know what I'm saying? Because we still dealing with that same pain and suffering today in so many aspects. You know what I'm saying? We still plagued. We still struggling. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep going. I got to keep the fight alive.
50 years from now, how do you want Tulsa Chronicles to be remembered?
Man, hopefully it's some type of remembrance of and rebirth. Like hopefully 50 years from now, man, hopefully we have a 30-year establishment of our own Black Wall Street district. Because I think right now in this 2025, the goal for the next 50 years to be having our own Black Wall Street somewhere in Tulsa. That's the only way we really can pay homage to our ancestors 50 years from now. You feel me? You talking about 50 years from this current day where it should be. It should be a yearly festival around May 31st. You know what I'm saying? On one of our something, we got a theater, we got our own. I don't care what it is, a movie theater. It ought to be something that we can say this is our little us. You know what I'm saying? Right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to remember Black Wall Street, a shopping center. But we need to have something that's for us, that's by us, you know what I'm saying, made by us, you know what I'm saying, to uplift our ancestors. That should be the goal, you know what I'm saying, to have something in Tulsa, Oklahoma that's remembered. Uh, you know what I'm saying? It really need to be a shopping center or something where you can come get you some food, some clothing, and some maybe some books or a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Like it need to be a Black Wall Street district 50 years from now, man. If I hope, if I could wish for the correct ending, you know what I'm saying? It should be, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got any other projects or any stories you plan to tell?
Well, yeah, I was working on my next book was about, the massive wave of these kidnappings right now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I really want to stay on the conscious, make us think wave, you know what I'm saying? And not dive into the hood book. So my next one is, yeah, about my theory of why we getting kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's my next book, man, because it's something that's going on rapidly that we ain't really talking about, or stories are just too much of finding us with all our organs missing and, all these different components that's going on.
Why every Walmart got 20 different children missing?
Right? Stuff like that, man. And I just want to dive into that, man, because I think, it's just not by coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That these kids are just getting kidnapped, and stuff like that, because we are, man, our skin more worth than our bank account. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like melanin is a lot out here on the market that we don't know. You know what I'm
I
saying? So
think a few
that's
years
my
back,
next book, man. You
melon is
know,
like $300 a gram, I think.
I'm just saying we rich individuals out here walking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man. Like our body alone is real rich, man. And people don't understand that. Like this human trafficking, it ain't all about pimps and prostitutes at some sleazy cheap hotel that they trying to sell you on. You feel me? Like it's a real deal human trafficking going on by the masses. You know what I'm saying? That's the real story. You know what I'm saying? I just want to dive into that, man, because right now I guess they got a pimp named Slickback as the face of human trafficking, and that's not the case. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like that's not the case, man. Like it's a massive wave of some of these corrupt preachers and priests out here, and different individual school teachers, politicians. You know what I'm saying? That's running the ring of child trafficking. You know what I'm saying? This goes all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So that's my next book, man. A conspiracy theory about what's going on in my little brain. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the with people that look like us.
I got a few more questions before we wrap this thing up. But if you could sit down with a couple of the ancestors, you know what I'm saying, from Greenwood, what would you ask them?
Man, what would I ask them, man? Man, how did they do it? Like, how did y'all really, they was in different times, man. Like, how did you like especially if it was like a legendary person that just like I want to ask them like how did they endure a lot of what they endured, you know what I'm saying, like how did they just, because you got to think about it, this is a different time, man. You got to be humble, you know what I'm saying, to keep from getting hung,
The beginning of the
so
19th century.
Yeah, so man, I just want to know like how did they stay uh sane almost? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it'll drive you crazy, man. Like just knowing, like that it's an uphill fight that's just been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to know how did they do it? You know what I'm saying? How did they make it? You know what I'm saying through those times, man? I just can't imagine some of the things they had to go through. You know what I'm saying? And just had to endure. You know what I'm saying? Like from everything back then was hard. Even without the racism, it was hard because they ain't had the luxuries that we got today of cell phones and electricity and bathrooms. A lot of people had to go outside and it was just a difficult time, man. And I just want to know, man, how the hell did y'all do it? You know what I'm saying? Just how did you do it,
What's the best way, you know what I'm saying, people can support your journey? You know what I mean? The book, the play.
man? Man, go to the link on Amazon, man. Go purchase a book, man, or reach out to me, man. Tell me, send me some little bread, whatever we got to do, man. I'll send it to your doorstep, man. Whatever we got to do, man. Because hey, if I had the money, man, I mean, believe me, I'd be trying to invest and do something that'll bring light to the town. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'd be on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to open up another avenue, another door, man. Because man, I think it's just I just do. It's time. You know what I'm saying? It's long overdue for us to have a wave like everybody else. Because we the fathers of this. You know what I'm saying? Like we one of the first black cities that was popping. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we got to get back out there, man. Set the bar. You know what I'm saying? Take our rightful role back. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta just that'll be my goal, man. To just try to push it and bring more truth back to the town. And let people know what Tulsa is like, Tulsa times, what it's all about.
They kind of went into my final question as far as if you could lead an audience with one thought about Greenwood. You know what I'm saying? What would it be?
Man, one thought about Greenwood, man, just keeping the legacy, keeping it going, keeping black excellence going, man, and try to reinvent black excellence. That's what I tell the audience, man, that we need to try to reinvent the black excellence we had 100 years ago. You feel me? Like at this point, man, we need to, man, if you are somebody in Tulsa, you got the money, man, you need to try to reach out and build a blueprint for us to have what we had 100 years ago, man. That's what I did. That's my goal to see, man. I want to see some type of black excellence that they had 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Like I say, bro, I appreciate you, bro. This has been a real one. And I look forward to seeing your play. I look forward to seeing you on the movie screen.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know about the movie screen, but I'm definitely trying to be in the background and putting something out there for people to remember and love and be proud of. You know what I'm saying?